terms of haberdashery, Burlington's Boobzilla was teaching high school kids, in other words, minors, while clad in a clingy blouse with nipples the size of erasers protruding through the fabric. Now, call me a prude, label me a square, but I think that's a little bit inappropriate. Students were shocked by this wannabe drag queen. Parents were furious. But when it came to those in managerial positions above Lemieux, from Oakville Trafalgar principal Meredith Kamasuli, she, her, and all of the woke joke educrats employed at the Halton District School Board, well, apparently perversity is diversity these days. And besides, in today's spirit unicorn society, it would be so offside for the supposed adults in the room to tell Lemieux to remove those gender-affirming fake boobs, or for that matter, even abide by a dress code, even though the HDSB has a dress code for students and even for Halloween costumes. It does not exist for the teachers. How weird is that? So it was little wonder that a couple of months ago, the HDSB educrats breathed a collective sigh of relief. You see, folks, Lemieux consented to an interview with journalists from the New York Post. And Lemieux dropped a bombshell, namely, it was impossible for him to do anything about those breasts because, contrary to popular belief, those Z-cup boobs are not drag queen props, but they are real McCoy mammary glands. Wow! As for not wearing a bra so as to conceal those ever-erect nipples, Lemieux had an answer for that too. And it could be found on his Twitter account, real_Kayla_L. By the way, visiting this account is akin to descending into madness, folks. Indeed, I originally thought it was a parody account, but I'm pretty sure it belongs to Lemieux. Why? Well, because I was recently blocked. More on that later. Anyway, here's what he had to say about brasiers. Quote, "A year ago, due to constantly needing to buy new bras and the discomfort they brought to me while wearing them, I decided to go without. I am much more comfortable this way, and the choice to wear or not is individual. Hashtag free the nip," end quote. Wow. In any event, the rubes down at the HDSB were overjoyed by this information. You know that Lemieux's breasts are real because it cleared them from doing anything about it. You see, it would go against human rights legislation to even suggest that he wear a bra because that would cause discomfort. For the HDSB, going on a jihad against Lemieux would be akin to discriminating against a teacher confined to a wheelchair. Indeed, according to Lemieux, he has a very rare medical condition, which only afflicts biological women, by the way, but never mind. And allegedly, he started to develop those boobs at the age of 39. And those breasts went from molehills to mountains in record time.
Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
Except it's not true. It's damn false is what it is. And yes, folks, we have the video evidence. Check out our encounter with Lemieux just a few days ago at Mapleview Mall in Burlington, Ontario.
I thought your breasts were real.
Where are your breasts? Why are you dressing inappropriately in front of children? Can you believe it, folks? Like a cornered rat, he ran for the hills. He didn't even have the guts to come back to his car. He's abandoned it here. He called an Uber and he's skedaddled, well, who knows where. I guess he's got to come back for his car at some point. Maybe he's going to have it towed to his condo. But did you notice? No breasts. But Lemieux, I thought you told the world via the New York Post and the Toronto Sun that those were real mammary glands. Yep, that's what Lemieux looks like as a man. And he hated being exposed like that. which is why I am now blocked on his Twitter feed, by the way. But those Z cups are surely more fake than a stack of $3 bills. Or maybe Lemieux had those boobs amputated, in which case he has certainly made a remarkably quick recovery. He's a modern medical miracle no matter how you slice it, isn't he? So now that the jig is up, that Lemieux has been exposed as a fraudster, what is Oakville Trafalgar principal Meredith Kamasuli, she/her, going to do about this? Alas, Miss Kamasuli, she/her, is AWOL at the moment. She's on leave. Apparently, her school morphing into an international laughingstock was too much for this woke principal to endure. I phoned to speak with she/her's replacement, Steve Oliver. He wasn't at the school yesterday, and the receptionists at Oakville Trafalgar, well, they're just so rude. They're always slamming down the phone on curious journalists or concerned parents as though we're trying to sell them air duct cleaning services or something. Here, check it out.
Good morning, Oakville Trafalgar High School.
Yes, good morning. Can I speak to Mr. Steve Oliver, please?
He's not in this morning. Can I take a message?
Oh, okay then. Yes, because I understand he's the acting principal. Is that correct?
Yes. May I ask what this is regarding?
Yes, my name is David Menzies with Rebel News, and I was just wondering what the school was planning to do with Mr. Lemieux now that the news has broken that his breasts are not real, contrary to what he said to...
We have no comment. Thank you for calling.
You have no comment on that? What happened to Meredith Kamasuli?
I also reached out to HDSB trustee Dr. Margaret Shuttleworth. She couldn't offer any tangible information despite the video evidence. So she passed the buck, suggesting I talk to the HDSB's human resources head honcho. That would be Sari Taha. I left a message with Taha's assistant, but shockers, no callback. I then emailed the media relations staff of Education Minister Stephen Lecce. Do you know, folks, one of those spokes thingies is named Brahman? Yeah, Brahman, I swear. You can't make this stuff up. But Brahman and the other government flacks declined to comment, so I contacted Minister Lecce himself. Poor Lecce. He resembles a professional wrestling referee these days, thanks to the Lemieux scandal. Which is to say, he's a toothless tiger, constantly lecturing the school board, but to no avail. It's like, listen, HDSB, I've warned you 13 times now to implement a dress code for teachers, and if you don't do so, I'm going to warn you a 14th time. Anyway, here are my 4 unanswered queries to the milquetoast minister. 1, what do you plan to do with this information, namely that Lemieux lied about his mammary gland medical condition? 2, will you request that the Halton District School Board address the current situation, in other words, paying a teacher to stay at home based on a fraudulent premise? 3, going back to the beginning of the controversy, why were you unable to have the HDSB adopt a dress code for teachers? It has one for students and even Halloween costumes. And 4, did you ever consider disbanding the HDSB? And so far, folks, radio silence. I guess Lecce has better things to do, like researching cherry cheesecake recipes for his boss hog, Doug Ford.
That was an excerpt from the Ezra Levant Show. I'm Ezra Levant. Every weekday, I do a monologue about the topic of the day. Then I interview a fascinating guest either in studio or via Skype. And then I read your mail, whether it's fan mail or hate mail, which is sometimes even more interesting. This is on our premium service, though, called Rebel News Plus. Go to rebelnewsplus.com. It's $8 a month or less if you buy a whole year in advance. You get my show every weeknight, plus Sheila Gunn Reid's show every week. It's called The Gun Show. It's pretty amazing. You know, we rely on you because we do not take a dime from the government. In Canada, that makes us almost unique. So please help us out and help yourself to some great journalism at rebelnewsplus.com.